Letting go of negative emotions with timeline therapy is really easy. And remember, we know that anger and fear are stimulants to the central nervous system, while sadness, hurt and guilt are all depressant. So I'm going to guide you through that this weekend. We're going to release anger, then we're going to release sadness. And we're going to do it in that order to preserve and maintain a balance in the central nervous system. And as we do that, we're going to feel a lot more optimistic and you're going to get much faster results. Now on page number 6 of your training system, page number 6 looks like this. This is the major premise. So let me ask a question, and I want you to tell me the answer in the chat box. How many times do you have to touch fire before it hurts? How many times do you need to touch fire before you realize it hurts? Max says once, Arita says once, Jesse says once. Excellent. The answer is one time, isn't it? And the same is true of learning and change. See, your unconscious mind only needs to learn something once. It only needs to do something once to learn it. And that's how timeline therapy was created. So the major premise is that all learning, behavior, and change takes place at the unconscious level. And just like touching fire once, the unconscious mind only needs to do something once to learn. That's it. One-time learning. It also means that if you're trying to change something about yourself, you have to be able to access your unconscious mind in order to change. So remember, all learning, behavior, and change takes place at the unconscious level. So who here has ever done affirmations before? And how long did you have to do that affirmation before you changed? Or have you not changed? See, you might do an affirmation like, I like myself, 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 I like myself. And you could say that for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years and nothing will ever change. Why is that? It's because you're trying to change at a conscious level. And this is why so many people say affirmations don't work. It's why so many people say goal setting doesn't work, because they're trying to change things consciously. It's your unconscious mind that does the change process. And you could say the same affirmation a million times and nothing will change because you're trying to change consciously. Who here has ever been a cigarette smoker? Okay. How hard was it to try to stop smoking consciously? I'm a non-smoker. Maybe I'll just have one today. I'm a non-smoker. And what happens? You keep thinking about cigarettes non-stop because you can't think about what you don't want to think about. Let me prove it to you. Don't think of a red Ferrari. Don't think of a red Ferrari. What did you think of? You thought about that red Ferrari and went, I shouldn't be thinking of that. You can't think about something that you don't want to think about. The fact that I say red Ferrari, it puts a picture or a sound into your mind immediately. And now you're thinking about it. And so if you say I'm a non-smoker, you have to see yourself smoking and then taking the cigarette out of your mouth. And that's trying to change consciously. And it doesn't work. So when we use timeline therapy, remember, all behavior and change is unconscious. And we're going to start to change at the unconscious level, and it happens immediately. People who use timeline therapy to quit smoking, do it immediately. They don't have to wait. They don't have to wean themselves from one packet to half a packet of cigarettes. Immediately they stop.